Hey everyone, it's Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Lori J Journals. I'm here with another hashtag all things altered and open collab organized by Arlene at Creating in the Waiting. You can find her YouTube channel and more information about her Facebook group, Savage Art, of which I am a mod, in the description box below. Today, I'm working on accordion or flip-flop journals, whatever you like to call them. These are minis. I'm going to explain how I made these, and this is more of a full-size one. These are made from paper bags, and that's what I'm altering today's paper bags. I'm going to start by sharing that I already filmed part of this video and had several mishaps. So what you're going to see is parts of the project. I have things started that I'm going to explain how I got there, but you won't see from the very beginning because of multiple technical issues, camera issues, some trouble with my sewing machine, but all things are solved now, I believe, and hopefully I can make this all make sense. So I'll start by showing you one of these. And these are already off to people who purchased and won them. So I'm just going to be quick. I'm going to package these up today and get them out. But this is just a scrappy 2-signature journal. Okay, the beautiful thing about little minis is you can take all of these cutaways of paper that you have from different things, smaller pieces from bigger projects, scrap sheets, put them together, and you can make these tiny little cute journals. What I want to share with you is that this was a silverware, a paper silverware bag from a restaurant. Okay, that's how I made these. Okay, this is the same, similar. Okay, and then this one is a 3-signature because it's folded into 4 panels instead of 3, and you have a center signature and then you have 2 going in the other direction. So let's just take a quick look. Again, this was a large, so where the other one, the mini, was a silverware bag, this one was a wine bottle bag. So it was full length like this, folded into 4 panels, and you get 3 signatures out of it. Okay, so what you see here is the long wine bottle bag that I made in the video with all the mishaps. But essentially I took one piece of fabric, I folded it over, and I sewed it to create the inside and outside cover. I will then embellish it and add signatures. You'll see that in the final thumbnail of the video. What I'm going to work with you on camera today, so this is a 2-for-1, right? Same method, 2 different bags. So now I'm working with another one of these silverware bags, and I started to do this on the previous video. So what you won't see is that I put one side of the fabric on. All I did was the same way you make an inside panel for any other junk journal. I took fabric that was slightly larger, folded in the corners, folded up the edges. This will be the inside. So now I'm ready to put the outside panel on. Again, the beauty of these minis is to take smaller pieces that you wouldn't be able to use in other projects. I started this one by pulling out a great piece of Tim Holtz fabric, and then I said to myself, as much as I love this fabric, the point is to use smaller pieces, not to cut down big pieces that then I can't use anymore. This right here was a beautiful, it was a small square of Tim Holtz fabric. You can see that this one it's folded over and the whole thing is the same piece of fabric. After making that, I had one small strip left. So this one is that fabric on the outside and then a different fabric on the inside. I decided to go with all kind of browns and neutrals on this one. So what you see here is just kind of a, you know, it's kind of mimicking like a burlap look on the inside. And then I selected this swirly, fun white and tan fabric, mostly because it already had this great, it was the edge of the fabric sample. So it had this awesome scrappy white edge here. And then I ripped all the other edges to create more scrappiness on the sides. And then I am going to sew this on as the outside cover. Okay. I am going to put just a couple of dots of Fabri-Tac just to hold the fabric in place while I'm sewing. It's not going to show, so it's not important. What I don't want is for it to be along the edges so that it doesn't ruin the needle in my sewing machine. Okay. So I'm flipping it upside down just for placement. I have those tiny little dabs of Fabri-Tac there just holding me in place. I've already fixed up my sewing machine after my mishap that fortunately you will not need to see. And now I'm just going to do a quick stitch around. Be right back. This is a nice little one, so I'll be done in just a second. All right, there we go. So I've got the swirly outside fabric, I've got nice frayed edges, and I've got the burlap looking fabric on the inside. Now I just need to reinforce my folds. And you can do this either way. So really, when you're talking about a flip-flop, there's no inside and outside because both, right? So I can have it like this where the swirl is on the cover and then I have the burlap here and on the back. Or if I really wanted, I could do it the other way. If I wanted this, yeah. I mean, either way. It's all about whether you want this shabbiness on the top or on the bottom. I tend to like it on the bottom. I'm not sure why. But, so yeah, I'm going to keep it like this. Just want to reinforce my folds, make sure they're even. There we go. And then you're going to have two signatures, one here and one here. And I've already prepared some scrappy pages. So I don't know if I'm going to use, these are too big, I think. So let's count some out. Oh, look at these blues. I have these leftover dyed papers. They were cutaways. I like the way these look. So let's see. Do a little mix it up. The gold looks pretty with that. So I had this cute tag that was like the perfect size. So I put this in here too because it creates fun interest when it's sewn in. I can dangle something from there or tie something from there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I did 12 in the other ones. I think it can take 12. But I'm not loving what happened with the fold in this paper. Let's see. Fix it. And of course now I lost count, so I have to recount. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe we'll go with 10. Okay. Now the cool thing about these minis is they're so easy to get your signatures in because it's so small. You can poke your holes right through the signature and the cover at the same time. I'm going to clip it just to hold everything in place. Grab my awl, and everything is just eyeballed because try not to stick a hole in your finger. That's not good. Now you can, of course, put this inside a book or do one of the other methods I've used, but it's so easy. It's so small and easy to hold in your hand. And you get to skip other steps. Now, the one thing I am going to do to help myself is I am going to try to go through the other side just to make sure the hole is really in place so that when I go back with my needle, I don't have any trouble getting through. There we go, perfect. All right. Lately, I have been in place of embroidery thread, which is normally the way you tie off these signatures. I've been using some of this, it's called embroidery floss, I guess. And it's so light and so pretty. And I have some of it hanging here. Let's see if I have a good color. Here we go. How about some of this light pink? Knotted together, and I tried to pull some out and I couldn't get it, so let's probably not the best way to be doing this. There we go. Look at how pretty it is, and it has such a good feel in your hands. I know you can't feel it right now, but it's really soft and flowy. So I like the way it looks and it feels in the signature, and it makes a pretty bow. So let's see, let's get I'm using my smaller embroidery needle. I have these real big fat ones for when I'm doing a big journal, but I don't like to push those through the holes if I don't need to, because then the signatures get loose. All right, so here we go. You know how this goes. This is the same old story. Just doing your 3-hole stitch. And again, when you're working with something so small, it's so easy. Everything just, it's easy to hold in your hands. It's easy to, manipulate and do what you need to do. I don't know if I'm loving the pink against this. I'm second guessing that choice, but that's okay. I thought I had a neutral tone, but I really don't. I guess it depends where you're looking at the thread. So you can see that in some places it's real neutral. Happens to be that right here it looks very pink. And you have to be really careful, because you can split it. Like if your needle goes through a piece of it, like I just did, you can actually split it. But I think I got it. I think I'm okay. Let's just make sure we're snug in there. Yep. See, it just makes like a really pretty bow, prettier than your typical embroidery thread. Just a little trim here, a little trim here. Okay, and then your first signature's in. Okay. And we'll do the same thing on this side. I'm not sure if I have enough pages here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I only have 7. Let's see what else I have here close by without taking too much time. Oh, good. I have a little piece of tea-dyed paper and different colored lined paper. I think I even have another one of those tags. Let's see. Oh, I can put one of these tags. Yeah, this will work. All right, so lined paper is always good, right? Because then you can journal in it. Here's tea-dyed. All right, let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, I think I have, yeah, let's do this one. This one's a little harder to fold. I probably should have scored it, but you know what? I don't even like the way it feels. It's too thick. Let me try to get something better. How about this one? All right. Let's count them one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. All right, we'll go with that. That'll work. Okay, put a little clip on it. I'm going to do the same thing now here. The other thing that can be helpful is when if you clip the signature that's already in, if you clip it out of your way so that none of the pages get caught when you're trying to put your holes in the second signature. Again, eyeballing into the center. I'm keeping an eye on this one down here, trying to keep them relatively aligned. Doesn't always work out that way, but if you can keep them close, so that if you decide to keep your signature strings exposed, which I often don't, so I tend to not worry about it too much. But if you like to have your strings exposed, then it's nice if you make sure your signatures are pretty aligned, or your holes rather. The holes to your signatures and your strings. Okay. Just going to close up my Fabri-Tac. I notice it's sitting here. Don't want any of that to dry up. Here's my needle again. I'm going to get some more of this embroidery thread, floss. And hopefully I made it long enough. We'll find out. I hate to waste it, especially when I'm making something so little, so I don't want to. All right. Did it again. I think I sewed through. I did. Oh, I split one of the strings with my needle. That's what I'm noticing here. And there we go. I just want to fix it, or else my knot will not knot properly. I think we're all better now. Make sure that this is nice and snug, and it is. And there you go. There's your mini flip-flop. One signature. Oh, look at all these extra strings I have. It's okay. Give it a haircut later. One signature here. Another one here. And I will finish this up off camera. But obviously, at this point, you just embellish. Add whatever you want to your cover. I've been closing these with a button. But you don't have to do that. You can just wrap something around it. You can clip it. Another thing that's fun to do is, because you have this signature here and this one here, sometimes it's fun to add a pocket on here on the inside. So you can do that, or a scrappy pad. So I will play around with this some more, finish it up. Same with this full-size one. And hopefully you learned how you can alter those paper bags to create some fun flip-flop journals. Thanks, everyone.